bigly.
Yeah, no spray run.
Virgo, is that what you said?
Yeah, he's new.
Yeah. Just keep going. Look to your left. Yeah, just keep going down the road there and follow it around. Down to the end there, it'll turn to the left. And then you'll see me. Just look when you come past that big wall, that unloader there, where the trucks unload the pit run there. When you get to the north side of that there, just look to your left over here and you'll see me over here.
Good morning, Steve.
Morning, Mike. How you doing?
Good. Not so good.
I didn't get any pictures.
Of me crying or of the truck?
I don't want any of you crying. I want the truck. Call me when you get a minute.
Oh,
Yeah, right over here. See the loader?